Hi, everybody. I'm Gary. This is Eric. Thank you for joining us again. We are Cedar Culture. Welcome to our podcast. Today, we are going to be smoking the Eatate Undercrown Dogma and Sungrown while we talk about Halloween memories.
Let's bundle these leaves and burn them and suck on them.
All right, so like Gary said, today we're smoking the Sungrown Dogma from the Undercrown series from Eatate. So it's a Eatate cigar, so obviously it's from Nicaragua. This one's interesting. It's in collaboration with Cigar Dojo, cigar review site. It's sort of an iteration off of one that came out with several years ago, which was the Maduro version.
Right.
And so this is just a newer sun-grown version for 2020. It just came out a few months ago. I think it was June or something like that. And yeah, we're really excited. We're big fans of the Undercrown sticks in general.
Absolutely.
And so
you've had the Sungrown Dogma. This would be my first.
I have had this one. It's kind of a theme. Like I'll smoke the one ahead of time because I'm impatient that we're going to be talking about later. But yeah, so this one's it's interesting. I'm a huge fan of the Maduro sticks from Undercrown, which is like the original kind of Undercrown. And the way it all went down, where that cigar came from, was the Liga sticks that Eatate was making were so good that the factory workers kept smoking them, and they wouldn't have enough to ship out to export over into the U.S. and everywhere else. So they kind of came up with this blend that's a little bit of a knockoff, I guess, technically by definition, a step down from the Liga sticks. But to me, I'll tell you what. But yeah, so they came up with this for the factory workers that they're actually allowed to smoke these ones, I guess. And you know, there's a lot more of this tobacco available. So it's I guess you wouldn't say it's necessarily even better or worse or whatever than Liga. It's just it's different. It's made with some leaves that are a little bit more readily available, and right. Therefore, you know, there's enough to go around.
Those Eatate fans know you're paying a premium for their Liga series, but you know, well deserved because it's great tobacco. It's good stuff.
Yeah. For sure. So, did you cut yours yet?
I did cut, and I mean, just to start off with, I think this is probably the most bands on a Eatate stick. You got the foot wrapper, the name wrapper, and then the main Undercrown wrapper. And on this box press, it looks very kind of cramped with all three on. But as I'm taking it off, I mean, the color of the wrapper is just gorgeous. I mean, it's a reddish, you know. It just looks tasty. I mean, it looks like a bar of chocolate sitting there.
It does. For me, I don't know. I think it's the sun-grown name plus the way this looks. Like, it just reminds me of a tea bag, and then I think sun tea.
There you go.
I think tea. I think iced tea or something like that.
Beautiful red, the red and gold. I mean, it looks regal.
It is beautiful. And what I like is the band. Because I do grade sticks, like, on aesthetics too.
Sure.
One of the things I like about this one is that the band is a little bit more matte. Mm-hmm. Maybe not full matte, like a satin, instead of like a gloss like most bands though. So it just, I don't know, it stands out because of that. It feels different, interesting in your hands. It photographs well because of that.
Very good point.
So
it's got that Cigar Dojo logo in the back too that I didn't notice. That's cool.
Oh yeah. So, you know, interesting fun fact. Last week I busted out like a fun cigar fact for you. I brought another fun fact for you today. I think that's going to be my thing. Is like I'm going to bring out a fact,
Eric.
like fun fact era. It's my thing. Like I feel like I'm testing this out as my thing.
I like this as your thing.
We need a thing. It's my thing. So this fact is interesting. Since we're smoking the Dogma, this is entirely unrelated to the stick, but shares the name. So do you know Kevin Smith wrote the movie Dogma before he wrote Clerks? But he didn't have the budget for the special effects, so he made Clerks first.
Wow, I didn't know that, and I kind of pride myself on being pretty well versed in that universe.
You like how I just tied this all? Like it's a pop culture reference.
Jersey
that
reference,
shares a name with the cigar that we're smoking.
Cigar reference.
We should like these.
You just set the bar pretty high for yourself to continue.
For facts, I know
that's awesome.
That's a good one, right?
We could do a whole episode on Kevin Smith's.
Well, so apparently also.
Jay.
Did you?
Yeah.
So I also learned today.
North Jersey.
I don't even know how I stumbled on these Dogma facts, but I learned today that Jason Mewes, who is notoriously kind of the more slacker of the two in real life, apparently before shooting Dogma, he memorized all of his lines
yeah, he was
before he
afraid.
showed because he was afraid of Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman,
Yeah,
because they was like, I don't want to make that guy mad.
Yeah.
And he like knew everybody's lines.
yeah, oh, did he?
And yeah, I think he was just coming back from rehab, and he's like, I memorized everybody. He can mouth everybody's like lines. That's great.
And then the other thing was that apparently Kevin Smith was posing as a protester at his own release, as like a Catholic protester.
It's on YouTube. You can find
Is it really?
that. Yes.
His interview?
His interview is 1,000% on there.
Oh my god, I
We
gotta.
will watch that tonight after
Yeah.
we film.
All right.
Did you dry draw? This is, I mean, I'm getting this beautiful sweetness off the wrapper. It's one of the things I love about Sungrown. As you start to learn about just the way different wrappers influence different blends. Because this is, I think it's the same blend as the original Maduro with a sun-grown wrapper.
Is it?
Same
I didn't.
binder.
I didn't even
think so.
look that up. If it's the exact same blend.
But just, I'm getting so much more natural sweetness than I remember of the original Dogma.
Oh, for sure. I mean the original Dogma is definitely on the spicier side, leathery, spicy, like a Liga, like it. That's yeah. It definitely mimics a Liga, and it's they're great. Like that's my favorite texture of a leaf. It's just the Connecticut Maduro, and theirs is particularly like satiny, leathery. Like it's
Wow.
it's nice, right?
I'm really, really enjoying this one. And I'm not a guy that, the first few I always feel like I have to get into before I feel like a taste or anything. And I really got a nice, sweet, leathery cream. Like just the initial puff was fantastic. So I'm really excited to get into this one.
Nice. Yeah, this is good. And so, well, I'm glad you're excited to get into it because we also read that it's like an hour and 45-minute smoke. So.
Although we're
got some time to kill.
We're marathon smokers, so you never know with us.
Well, we're marathon smokers, but we're not sprinters. Like we're
That's
not,
true.
we're
I'm not a sprinter.
No, we're not trying to tear through a stick. What kind of flavors are we getting here? So, I actually do. I think this is a mind over matter thing. Like because I talk about how much aesthetically it reminds me of tea. I sort of get
you get a tea off of it,
but I think it's bullshit. I think
no,
it's just
that's
in my
fair.
head.
Well, and you could be getting like those sweet nuances of like the tea. I mean, it's definitely.
I'm about to get some Whistle Pig rye to the mouth. Is what I'm about to get.
When you say Whistle Pig, I think of my first girlfriend. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, great draw. I mean, literally effortless draw for a tight box press. I was really concerned because it was so firmly packed.
I noticed box presses just tend to, I think, always for me pull really well, like really smooth. Yeah. I just noticed that with like my father's and all that. I do think because I guess picture anything that was a circle, right? And I guess by compressing it, you're just opening up those layers.
And something about a box press when you hold it between your fingers. We always talk about the feel of the cigar. I feel like I have much more control over it. It's not rolling one way or the other.
You have a big problem with cigars rolling out of your hands?
I dropped my cigar in the first episode. Yeah, I do. I drop them all the time. And we were just talking about how it's starting to get cold out. And we're going to, our hands are going to have no mobility. Yeah, I have problems holding cigars.
That's so funny.
But the box press does another thing too. I think it definitely affects presentation, flavor profile, all that. The ease in your mouth. I mean, it's a 5x54 Robusto box press. But again, even that 50, you go over a 50 ring gauge, it can be uncomfortable in your mouth.
I was gonna say it's
box
big.
Press, because the judge was bigger than this, but again, comfortable.
Yeah,
in your mouth,
no, it is comfortable in the mouth. I do get what you mean. Like
you're gonna hold it between my teeth sometimes.
Yeah,
it's not.
Finger goes over it well. I have smaller hands.
We were just watching Forged in Fire, and you know how he talks about like the way the sword or knife feels in his hand.
We were watching Forged.
The royal we, me and my son.
like I don't know.
Remember?
Who are weing this?
Yeah. I was watching Forged in Fire, and they always talk about the index of knowing where it is in your hand. And oddly enough, I get that sense just holding this. Like I feel like I am. If for some reason there's a fight, and I gotta run.
I know where the cigar is in my hand. So Gary, today we're planning on coming in today's episode purposefully with no topic. Just kind of saying, let's do a winged episode, sort of recap the other episodes and just kind of talk about even the journey so far with what we're doing with cedar culture, whatever. But then, I don't know, we were talking a little bit on the phone and I think you had thrown out the idea of sort of like, best and worst Halloween something or something like Halloween. Like
Halloween's right around the
Halloween's
corner
in a couple of days, whatever.
Yeah.
And I always hate like last minute topic changes, but 2 or 3 stories came right to my brain cave. So I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. So we're gonna do
Cave?
my brain cave. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Is that a saying? I know I said it. Is it a saying?
Have you ever said it before just now?
I don't know.
I like the phrase.
I don't know.
Brain cave.
I don't even know. It doesn't make sense.
I don't know, but
It's cavernous.
it's in there.
It's empty and cavernous. So, yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'll let you kick this off because we didn't really have a lot of prep. Or we didn't really talk about how we're going to approach this topic. So we might not even be approaching it the same way. But
Right.
go ahead, throw something out. Halloween. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Why are we talking about Halloween?
So I guess I'm talking about it because my kids are all excited that they're getting their costumes out, and
What are they?
so they have like different things. My youngest likes to dress up.
So they're not
anyway.
all the same thing.
Right, no, but they each have like multiple things that they want to be, so they changed at the last minute. My daughter was going to be something Christmas related, like an elf costume, and then she's like, yeah, but I'm also going to be a bloody witch. And then my oldest son likes to take something and make it creepy. So I'm going to be like a creepy Minecraft person. And then my youngest, he's like huge into superheroes, so he'll be one of the superhero costumes he has. But what made me reflect on that is, my kids are 9, 7, and about to be 6. And I realized we don't really make their costumes anymore. And the topic I was going to bring up is did you ever have like a Halloween homemade costume that like your parents either made for you or something?
Oh yeah.
That like went really well, or you were like, dude, this is terrible.
All right, I'll have to.
I got a couple. Not that I have a couple doozies, but just one real embarrassing story, which is.
So we can keep doing the episode, but pull out your phone at the same time too, and I'll find the picture that comes to mind when you say it on my Facebook page while we're talking. Then I'll put it up in the YouTube video too.
I may have something on there too. So my kind of Halloween fail, I guess there's 2. One I really didn't have control over because I was like 4 or 5.
So,
my mother made me a prostitute at like 5 or 6.
What kind of like a high end prostitute?
Middle of the road,
walker,
and this is from it had been like a 1986 Yonkers prostitute, like the best you're gonna do.
Male or female?
I was female.
You were female, so wait, how old were you?
Like 5 or 6.
So you're
I
5
think
or
I was
6.
supposed to be a girl. I think she was just gonna make me because my sister wanted a little sister, so I think that was the goal.
Oh, that's
But
like
then
some weird,
it's
almost
weird.
like
It's
Norman
creepy.
Bates stuff and a weird.
But they put I looked. If I'll try to find pictures for the episode, I'm sure they exist. But my mom with her Italian Bronx episodes, you looked like a hooker. I was like,
Oh
but
my
you
God.
dressed me up. I don't know I have no control. 5 or 6.
Oh my God! So you weren't really a hooker.
No, but I mean, mole on me, big red lips.
All right, so I'll keep going here at some point in between or whatever, and then I'll show you the picture later, and we'll post the picture in the video. That's the beauty of doing the episodes on YouTube, is that we can post these kind of things
Yeah, it's
on
either
YouTube.
good or
So
bad, depending how
yeah,
embarrassing
I don't know.
it
I'll
is.
find it later, but. So if you catch these episodes on Spotify or Apple and just hear something, we reference something that we're going to put in the video, they're on YouTube. Just look us up, Cedar Culture on YouTube. But
Absolutely.
so all right, I'll come out with something that
You have any costume fails or wins?
it's a fail, but it's a simultaneous my favorite costume, but also worst Halloween experience. And so yeah, all right, so. When I'm really allergic to poison ivy,
Okay.
and still now I am, in that when I get it, it tends to not go away. And then when I was younger, if I got it at all, it just would spread all over my body, or even if it didn't spread all over my whole body, it would. I would have poison ivy in one spot for months until I would get steroid.
I never got poison ivy.
Well, ha la di da, whatever. Good for you.
We even each other out?
No, we don't. I had it so bad one year that, yeah, congrats to you. I had poison ivy so bad one year I had to drink through a straw to eat because my mouth was my eyes were almost completely sealed. My penis was a 1-inch round golf ball. It was
It's terrible.
it was everything head to toe.
Dude.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And so that I was just getting over that when Halloween came.
Ugh.
And I had my favorite costume ever, which was I was Freddy Krueger, but it wasn't any bullshit Freddy Krueger. It was like I had a really good mask that pulled it all together, like a really good hat. I had the full-on claw with the claws that would retract and come out. Like it was
Whoa.
good, but I could really not wear the mask. I would like try to put it on for a couple minutes at a time and like try to kind of go around, but like the poison ivy and all that stuff, I couldn't.
Dude, it's really funny because
It's great. It's hysterical.
No.
I was laughing. It was lovely.
The fact that your favorite costume was Freddy Krueger, because that was my favorite costume
Really?
as a kid. Absolutely. I didn't have that cool of a glove, but I remember my mom wasn't a big buy a Halloween costume. But I remember we were at a drugstore, like maybe the day before, 2 days before.
I don't know why we were at a drug, and like in my head, the next thing was deal. Like
My mom was slinging boot and black tar heroin in the corner with her hooker, with me dressed up as a prostitute.
Yeah.
And I just remember I was like, Mom, can I please get this glove? And she's like, well, like there was, back then you could do like Halloween parties at school and like no one got in trouble. And
That doesn't even sound real when you say that.
well, yeah.
Back then, you could do Halloween parties in school.
Mm-hmm.
Like that doesn't even sound like a real sentence. That
You know what my kids had the
that
other
there
day?
would be a time
Even though
that
it was
you couldn't-
virtual, they had a vocabulary parade. You had to dress up as something, but you had to educationally tie it to a vocabulary word, and that's what then you.
What was the which kid?
My two youngest. They
Okay.
told them that they have nothing for the older kids.
Wow.
Right? That's what I was saying.
So-
Remember I was saying how different you were like, well, how so? And I was like, well, I'll tell you. Did you remember Halloween parties in like grammar, like middle school? Like it was like fun.
Yeah. No, I mean you dressed up as whatever.
The whole day.
Well,
there
the
was
funny
a
thing is,
party, no
the
one
thing now,
taught.
you read lists of like what you can't be for Halloween. Like I've read the list for kids, for schools, things you can't be for Halloween. And that is definitely, you read through the list and you're like, well, what can you be?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then parties.
And you can't wear masks in general.
But you have to wear masks.
Well, yeah, I know. Dude, I know. In my head, I was thinking earlier, I shit you not, I was thinking earlier how proud I was of Facebook for people not making mask jokes for Halloween. Like, I was really proud of Facebook for not,
yeah.
and then you pulled out a mask joke at the last minute.
That's my thing. Now your thing is a fact. It's my thing.
My thing is kill a trend before it starts.
Beat it right into the ground proudly. But yeah, so Freddy Krueger, yeah, same thing for me. And I don't know if it was just that time period. Like, I'm not even a horror movie. I'm such a wuss. Like, I'm not a scary movie guy. Like, I don't think I've seen him right now on Elm Street. But just to have the Freddy glove was really cool. I think I got it taken away for like, I don't know, doing something with it.
See,
Mine wasn't retractable. That's like
they were
high-end.
like not retract. It's probably not the right word.
Not like Wolverine style.
Not Wolverine style, but they bent with your fingers.
Articulated. Yeah,
That's good.
Right?
You articulated the word articulated pretty well as well.
Dude, let me
Pretty
bring on the
well.
SATs now. Maybe 18-year-old me couldn't do it, but 39 me, I'll probably get
Can you
almost
imagine?
average. No, I would be still terrible.
You do worse, like way worse.
Oh, on math? I can't do it. Like, I could, like, when's the last time you...
I'm proud when you use words. Like, it's a regular thing for Gary to text me something and me to text him back, use your words.
It's true.
Like,
It's true. He's actually, like, him and my wife
Well, I was gonna say
in a
that-
therapy group.
I was gonna say that's the greatest thing is that when I say something like Gary, use your words, and he's like, oh, my wife says that to me all the time, and I'm, you not catch on? I would have divorced you
My wife
a
has-
long time ago
My wife has 4 kids. That's not true.
for not using words. Yeah, it would. Dot your I.
You love
So,
it too much.
We're into the first third now. Like, what would you use to describe the stick?
I'm getting way creamier than the original Dogma. Like the actual smoke itself, completely different. And I think it's because of the heavy pepper on the original Dogma. So it's just giving me this nice. I'm getting sweeter notes.
I'm getting golden grams, son.
I was gonna say
You were gonna say golden grams?
not golden grams, but I was gonna say like
Cookie
I get
crisp.
a like dry graham cracker or like I don't know something.
there you go.
You know, something like that. But man, bready, like just
The golden did that have like a theme or a mascot or anything?
golden grams.
Golden grams, or it had a bear or something.
No, but see, you know who I always get confused? Can't get enough of that sugar crisp. Like that guy?
Oh, yeah.
But he wasn't Golden Grams.
No.
But I think he had a shirt that said gold. Like, oh no, that's Honey Smacks, Sugar Smacks.
Smacks was the
frog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that. Let's bring back 80s cereals, man.
Dude, yeah. Do kids get? What do your kids eat for breakfast? Do they eat cereal or?
My son, my oldest, is he's like an old man like me because I got real big into like bran flakes and like
Raisin bran, though, right? Like raisins.
Regular bran flakes, and he will rock bran. My wife's like, I'm buying like the kid's cereal. He wants bran flakes. Like
I'm picturing
to move his stools.
I'm picturing your 9-year-old turning the box around and saying, 6 grams of fiber per serving, not too shabby.
Ooh, the iron ratio is nice too.
All right.
Do you know actually a science fun fact? That if you
don't steal my thing.
No, I'm not stealing. This is science facts. This isn't a smart fact. You can take a magnet and actually, like, if the cereal's floating, the bran flakes, because they have so much iron, they'll literally attract to the magnet.
Really?
Yep.
That's weird.
It is weird.
How did I not know that? Like, we grew up in the era where
smoke more cigars with me, buddy.
Everywhere you go, when we were kids, everywhere you turned, like, there was a science guy on TV.
Bill, Mr. Wizard.
Go on.
Captain Noah didn't do.
No, there's one more that I only got one more.
Dude, the punk rock dude, not Beaker's World or something.
Beekman's
World, yes, the rat, dude.
The rat guy who was like a weird homeless rat guy. He had like a beard. He probably had a cigar. He probably had a cigar.
Did have a cigar.
I don't know if he did, but
if
he did, dude, you got like 2 days to pull a costume together for Halloween.
Oh my
but
God.
the chick was kind of punk rock. Like she was like a steampunky, punk rocky kind of.
Beekman's World. I didn't have thought about that since the 87, 90 or whenever it was on. Beekman's World.
Smoke more cigars with me, and you'll learn a thing or two.
No, but I knew it.
Do you ever Denver the Last Dinosaur?
Denver the Last Dinosaur.
He's our friend.
He's our friend.
And more. All right, let's
This is why I said this could be the theme. This could be the
episode.
It's like Seinfeld. It's nothing. Nothing. It's nothing. What are you guys talking about? Nothing. My wife always asked, "What are you guys smoking tonight? What are you talking about?" And I was like, "I don't know what we're talking about. Maybe nothing." She was like, "Oh boy." I was like, "We're gonna smoke a Sungrown Dogma."
I don't know who's gonna listen. Might be nobody.
You know what? We listen. That's all I'm at.
Dude, I've decided this week that anybody that likes rye whiskey more than bourbon whiskey is a complete monster. Like rye is bullshit.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I could say I haven't been drinking a lot this year. Kind of on a
precisely none.
I tasted a little bland. I tasted a little bit here and there. When you open some of your good shit, I want to taste it.
Yeah, I have the Midwinter's Dram is open. You want to try that?
Maybe.
You can. It tastes like shit.
Really?
Yeah, that's because it's rye.
I see what you're saying.
Then for like a third of the
getting
price.
Spicy. Where are you? We're about the same. Are you getting any spice notes? Did I burn you?
No. We're like crossing swords. We're like,
don't cross the stream.
I'll show you your mine if you show me yours. It's compare swords. You're getting spicy?
Not spice. Excuse me, not spicy. I'm getting some spice. Some
like
spice
clove.
and spicy. No, like a little bit of pepper.
Dude, I was
But-
I like spicy stouts, like spicy stouts, with like chili pepper or whatever.
Okay.
Have you ever had a spicy stout
No,
beer?
never.
Have you ever heard of it?
Just now, my friend Eric was telling me about
Here's dick.
it.
But so, and there's not a lot of them out there because they're not. I guess they're not that popular. Not a lot of people like them. But every year, a few come out, so there must be enough of a demand. I went over to Total Wine, which is it's this big chain liquor store. And I asked the guy for a spicy stout, or if he knew if they had any spicy stouts. And he looked at me. He was like spiced, like apple,
Like
apple
mulled
spice?
cider?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
mulled hot cider?
It just reminded me of that when you said that. Not spicy.
Right, I'm not saying
spice.
it's not spicy,
Spice.
but I'm getting a little bit of maybe some cracked pepper. But I mean light on the retrohale. Light. Dude,
White pepper, or like or more of just other spices like.
No, I'm not getting like clovey or anything like that. I'm getting that creaminess. I'm getting those same kind of graham flavors, and then I'm getting a little spice in the retrohale. Just light.
Huh.
So I'm hoping maybe it gets spicier.
I'm
in
not
a
getting any
second.
of it. All right, well, let's go get into the second third, and we'll come back and see. All right, as we always do, Gary, we got a little carried away. We're pretty far into the stick. We're like we're about halfway through the stick, or like into that second third. So as the flavors have developed a little bit, or have they developed a little bit, and have they changed at all for you?
Yeah, so I just took off that secondary band under the main band that kind of says Dogma on it. So I'm
It's a nice band.
And they're not. It is.
Yeah,
It is a
you're
nice
right.
band. That I'm getting same amount of light pepper on the retrohale, but really
No
kinda-
pepper.
Yeah, you're not getting any.
No pepper.
Um,
I'm
But,
getting
like,
like
not a
marshmallow.
harshness. yeah, I
You
get
getting
that-
marshmallow pepper?
I'm not getting marshmallow, but I'm getting that sweet bread. That when I say sweet, not the artificial syrupy sweet, but like the tobacco sweetness. I'm getting bready notes, creamy notes, and then just light on the retrohale as that second third's developing.
And I'm
getting a little better.
I'm still drinking some rye with it too, and so you would think it would really pull
The
out
pepper.
spicy for me, but nope.
Are you drinking green tea as well?
I got green tea
because
over this one.
I have birch beer. So again, maybe the birch beer is giving me a little pepper. I don't know. I do kind of have I don't even want to call it a cap blowout, but I got kind of like what would you even call that?
sidewall
like-
blowout.
Yeah, so I'm able
The
to kind
head.
of pinch it down with my teeth and get a good draw on it.
Mine's not having any issues like that in this case. Just to note, like it's so.
And you know what? You licked your wrapper and I did.
I did. I sucked the shit out of that, and I forgot I was going to talk about it too.
Yeah,
you
but
noticed it, but I didn't talk about it. So I don't normally do that, but I'm trying to get in the habit of
And
it.
I
because-
started as well.
and you tend to have been
today.
having better issues. Or your
Right.
issues have gotten better since you've been
Yeah.
licking it. So I've been starting licking it, effective today. Mine's going great, but yours is different. Yours is a blowout. Yours is more, to me, looks more like almost a humidity issue.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like anything like your humidor specifically, but
Right.
I don't know. Like
And I purposely got one that's been in my humidor because I got
Yeah,
a
no, I
couple
know.
shipped to me. So this has been in my humidor. So and I haven't I've
no,
had 3 cigars a day the last
yeah,
couple days.
no, I
and
know.
no
It's
issues.
not. It's not.
Um,
I feel like sometimes a cigar can just be a little off.
And what's funny is it's not even at the weak spot where the V notch cut is. Like usually I would expect it to be like right there where the cap's weak.
Yeah,
it's
Yours
to
is
the
off
right
to
of
the
it.
side. I mean, I don't know.
But I will say it's kind of as annoying as it is. It's an easy fix because I kind of hold the cigar with my teeth anyway. So I'm not super bummed about it.
I feel like I just got a little honeycomb in that draw.
I'm getting a little I'm getting these weird sweetness, caramelly, but not like sugary, but like just that flavor.
I get a little like burnt sugar, but
Yeah.
All right. So I talked about my kind of worst, shittiest, whatever, crappiest, whatever Halloween. So I figured I would just counterbalance that with.
Sure.
I actually had my first kiss on Halloween,
Last Halloween.
2019. Yeah. All right, and episode done. So that's the story. So, yeah, no, I mean, I was a late bloomer, though. I was older than I would like to admit. I mean, I was
We should have talked about the first episode.
first, yeah. Now I'm trying to think. So, how old are you when you graduate? Right, 18. So, go into senior year, 17, 15. I was 15. Yeah.
Now, when you say first kiss at 15, like no schoolyard kiss with like a girl, like are you talking about
No,
first,
girls wouldn't. No, to me, no.
Are you talking about like your first like real kiss?
Both was the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I was
Did you go full French first time?
Yeah, that was the
Right
plan.
into
Like it was
it?
planned. It was planned. I mean, it was like
Oh,
arranged. It was planned. She was a freshman, a very experienced freshman, like very experienced freshman, and I was a sophomore with precisely zero
Wow.
experience. Yeah, and so on the playground, I still remember like the neighborhood, and I'm friends with her on Facebook, and it was like a thing. It was known like ahead of time, like this was the deal. Bunch of us going out trick or treating, kind of trick or treating because you're like
Yeah.
in high school, like really just going out and whatever,
walking around and
making out.
candy
Yeah, walking out,
and learning to make out.
walking out, getting candy from the houses that don't get mad at you because you're too old to be getting candy. And yeah, kiss in a park, and then like then feedback comes a couple days later and reports where I was a good kisser and all was good in the world, and
There you
and
go.
then life was good. So I had my first kiss on Halloween.
And a review like that from her, who you said she had some miles on her already. That's pretty
did.
good. That's
Well,
pretty good.
I don't know how you would describe it in terms of miles, because the big thing with her was she would kiss a lot of guys, and that's as far as it would go. So I don't know what you would call that. I don't know if that's like a lot of miles. Kiss miles, yeah. It's like
Smile.
she went 1 mile a lot of times.
Gets you around the block, though,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Eventually.
1 mile a lot of times. So, but what about you? Do you have any? Any?
Yeah, I'll kind of counterbalance your good Halloween story with probably one of my worst.
One of your worst. All right.
Third grade. To start off with, I think my mom was just like, "Hey, your sister outgrew." Like,
Wait,
it always
third
goes to
grade.
girls.
Hold on, third grade.
Yeah.
So how long after the hooker incident is this?
This is
The hooker,
probably
the
5
great
or
hooker
6.
incident of 1988.
right.
I was on the way to see Harry and the Hendersons in theaters, and my mom dressed me
Little
up.
Shop of Horrors is playing at the local theater. So that was probably the hooker thing. I was probably 5 or 6. This is third grade. So what are you, 9? So 3 years later, after that traumatic experience.
All right, so you're back out. You're on parole from the.
Right. So I guess my sister had tights that she either outgrew or whatever. My mom's like, you have a yellow sweater, I have these black tights, and we have tinfoil. You're gonna be a bumblebee.
Wait, were you specifically the Sublime Bumblebee?
I wish. I was probably just as cute, but I had tinfoil.
I want to check years. Like after this, I want to reference what came first.
I will, and I'll. And then, oh man, if I could find them by the time we post this, I'll have pictures.
Okay.
But, my mom made me a tinfoil stinger that was on a string.
This is terrible.
It was
Third
terrible.
grade is old enough to
I
veto
know.
this too.
Oh, it gets worse.
You're
This is
old.
bad.
You're old enough to veto this at
Yeah,
this
but
point.
was I though? Apparently not, because Bumblebee I was.
Oh, you're old enough too.
Yeah, I was probably also 6'2", and I was like, I don't want to be a Bumblebee.
Oh my god.
So we do the Halloween parade at school. We come back.
Do you remember the reception? I mean, were people generally receptive of the Bumblebee?
I don't remember. I don't remember trying to make eye contact with my friends that were samurai guys and had cool
Did you
stuff.
have friends?
Not after this. I moved schools a lot. Bumblebee to this, to that. Went to a couple of prep schools in Connecticut just to try to get away from it.
Every November 1st, Gary's in his school.
Sorry. It gets even worse. It's so embarrassing, but it's a good story. So we're at the party after the parade, and I'm kind of drowning my sorrows as a third grader would, but it's not beers and shots. It's Capri Suns and whatever the moms brought us. Back then, you could have candy and you could have treats.
You can't have candy?
Because of allergies and stuff, you can't bring food into schools like that anymore. No,
You just can't even bring food in, period.
No, when my kids,
Kids can bring in lunch.
when they have birthday parties, you're allowed to bring erasers. As when you would hand out candy bags, that's all done, man.
Oh my god!
That's what I'm telling you, man. It's crazy, and it's not that long ago.
Who makes these rules? Who does make these rules? Is it a superintendent?
Lawyers or I don't know, somebody.
Whoa.
And every district's different, but
Yeah.
a lot of them are following suit. No.
Wow.
So back to third grade me. Literally, I'm sitting there pounding Capri Suns because I'm embarrassed about my pea costume, right? I think at this point I was able to change out of the black unitard,
Wait, what? Are you really? All right. Is there a chance we get pictures of this?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
at my mom's house. I can go. I'll try to get it.
Okay.
I'll try to get it. But I drink so many Capri Suns, and I was a talker, just like this. I was a scatterbrain, so it wasn't always the teacher's favorite person. I had to go to the bathroom so bad, and I'm raising my hand. Remember how the grade school chairs were there was a little bowl in them almost?
Yeah,
they weren't
yeah.
flat.
Yeah.
I ended up pissing myself
What?
because she wouldn't call my name for me to go to the bathroom.
Okay, what's the margin of error here, right? What was the time between hand raised to it's been too long, now I gotta pee my unitard?
It was a couple minutes.
Oh, a
She
couple.
would not. She would not.
Okay.
She was mean, this teacher. So my mom's at work. They could only get a hold of my grandfather to like bring me a change of clothes. Like I'm in the nurse's office.
Wait, they couldn't just the nurse didn't have a spare set of sweats.
Third grade.
No, they always had a spare set of sweats.
Well, I guess Jimmy the Pisser
At Helen L. Beeler Elementary School in Marlton, New Jersey, there's always a spare set of sweats. Spare set of sweats.
There were no extra sweats in PS 32 in Yonkers, New York.
PS 32. Public school 32.
That's where I went. Why are you laughing at that?
Dude, that's a funny name for a school.
You just said Helen Bueller.
Helen L. Beeler. We were the Beeler Bears.
All right.
I still have my mug.
I was the PS 32 Pistons. All right.
PS 32 Pistons. Rocking.
Long story short,
87.
I'm in the nurse's office. My grandfather comes and he's like, I was able to find some of your clothes in your house, but I couldn't find any underwear, so I brought a pair of mine. So I had to go wear I'm 9 and I'm wearing like adult.
Could he just not wear underwear at all?
He wasn't a free baller fan, man. He wasn't a free baller fan.
I mean, I'm thinking a 9 of
He's a Marine too.
Of the two options. I think between nothing and
they were like blue,
men's XL.
They were like blue tidy whities too.
Tidy blues.
Tidy blues.
All right.
So that ranks up as my worst school Halloween day.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go blow my tidies, and then we'll come back for the last third.
Sounds good.
All right, we're gonna wrap this stick up here. I'll say it smoked a lot faster than the what we're going line at an hour and 45 minutes. I think we're probably at about I think just a little over an hour hour and 5, hour and 10
even
minutes.
Even with my blowout, I'm able to smoke it.
And actually, I just noticed. Look, I'm getting one there too.
Oh wow.
But it's coming right up to the band, and you know what it is? It's definitely like you could see the whole stick squeezing around the band.
Yeah.
I think we should have taken the band off a little sooner. Yours maybe is a little bit of a different story. Maybe it's not because of that, but even then it looks like it did swell around the band. So I don't know, maybe that's a little bit of a lesson to us on something like this, that ring gauge gets a little bit bigger and
box press maybe,
the box press bigger, more air in there so they do get hotter and our fault. We've got more of them at home. I know I do. I think you have more of them too.
Yeah,
so
I do. I have a few of these.
We'll give it another shot. Don't blame the stick for that. Like I even look at it and it's really puffed up. Look at that.
But then like other things, look, razor sharp burn though. I mean, like I haven't had to do any touch ups to this stick once.
So it's good.
No, it's been good. Besides the blowout, construction's good. Cap's still on.
So before we go, last kind of thing on the Halloween thing. So Halloween's coming up in a couple of days. Obviously, that's why we're talking about that. Talk about my shittiest, my best. So I actually have a first date with a girl this Halloween.
Oh, cool.
And that's hopefully will be the new best Halloween ever. We'll see.
I like that. That's awesome.
That's see? Awesome. So that's why when you mentioned Halloween earlier, as like annoyed as I was even to change the topic, I'm like, oh, I have a best, I have a worst, and I have like an exciting thing coming up. So we'll talk about it.
I hope you don't piss your pants in 3rd grade.
I won't. Well, I'm not going back to 3rd grade, so I won't piss my pants in 3rd grade. But I did have to think. But I did have to think for a second. I'm like, wait, did I?
On your date, don't wear a unitard and don't pee.
Don't wear a unitard. Wear a unitard and don't pee my pants.
That's my.
Any other date advice?
Well, I was gonna say those are my 2.
I mean, you're married with 3 kids, so you're the expert.
And my expert advice will always be those 2 things. Like when for dating advice, don't wear a unitard, don't pee your pants.
That's how you got Allie. All right.
That's how I bagged it.
All right, so let's close the stick out because we're both getting blowouts and we're coming up at the end anyway. It's probably best to put it down. So, any final thoughts? I think I'm getting a little bit of pepper now. Like I don't think it's even pepper. I think I'm just I'm at the end of the stick's life.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be like even though I was getting notes, but I was expecting it to be more pepper because I know remember the first when I said I had the Dogma Maduro. I remember it being like a spice bomb, like I remember it being
it's just that different wrapper, bud.
Yeah. But I mean, to be the same tobacco, same binder, and it's just amazing that the wrapper.
I want to verify that, but.
Yeah, I believe it is. But definitely smoke it again. I would say, even a relatively newer smoker could handle this. I don't think
For
it's
sure.
one that I would say a little too aggressive for the first. I think if you like Connecticut's, I think if you like mild sun-grown with some of that sweet flavors, I think this is right up your alley. And Drew Estate makes a great product. We enjoy Drew Estate, so Undercrown for the win. Underground Sungrown Dogma.
I would agree. The Maduro version, I like the Maduro version more than this, but even the non-Dogma version of the Undercrown, I prefer the Maduro more, so that's just my taste. This is fantastic. I won 5 of them. This is my second. I've got 3 more, and I'm excited to smoke them, and I definitely will. And so happy Halloween. Even though this is coming out, like, this will be closer to Thanksgiving when it comes out, but fuck it, who cares?
Happy Halloween and happy Thanksgiving. And Merry Christmas. Just
Maybe somebody's going to watch this Halloween of 2022.
I hope so.
There you go. As always, folks, long ashes.
Stay smoky.
Thanks for checking out the Cedar Culture Podcast. If you'd like that episode, go ahead, tap, like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is on your platform of choice. And if you are on YouTube, hit that bell as well to be notified of new episodes. It really helps us out. We appreciate it.
And then don't forget to head over to Instagram and Facebook and follow us as well.
Do it.
Do it.